Chat, how about now? We're back. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Is this better? A proper intro. Thank you all for being here. Little station break. You know how it goes. All right, we're back. You can all hear me. Yes. Well, it's the start of a new 343 TV season, so clearly we're working out some of the kinks, as you can see. But yeah, I'm stoked to be here. New starting screen. I was ranting and raving about the starting screen, but that's the new starting screen for the new season of 343 TV. So I'm very excited to have that for you all. All of the presenters on 343 TV at youtube.com/343labs have all new streaming assets. There's new shows coming. Very awesome collection of content that's going to be happening over on the YouTube channel for 343 Labs, which is an electronic music school. So if you go to youtube.com/343labs or check the link in the description, you should subscribe and turn notifications on because there's streams basically. Well, starting this week, there's going to be streams multiple times. Starting next week, there'll be a stream basically every single day. There'll be a piece of content every day. I know Abe Duque is working on some hardware streams. So if you're interested in Eurorack and all that stuff, he's got that coming up starting on Friday, I believe. I know John Selway has a lot in store with his Techno Saturdays. And Justin Beck, who actually has his show tomorrow, which is the day after day after my show every week, he will be comparing plugins. He's doing this very cool series where it's like he's going to look at compressors, reverbs, EQs, distortion. He's going to compare them all. So he's going to talk about like what makes a good distortion plugin versus a bad one, what makes one better than another one. You know how it goes. Today on TAETRO Talks, sorry for like the technical glitches to start here, but trying to work it out. I think we're all good and smooth now. Maybe a little connection issue at first. But hey, today I want to talk about your 2021 music goals because 2021, believe it or not, is coming to an end. It's coming to a close. It's September. We've got a few more months left. Good time to check in, talk about like, did you set goals for yourself at the beginning of the year? If you did, how were they going or how have they shifted? I know for me, my goals have evolved over the year for sure. And I talked a lot about goal setting at the end of last year too. So something I was very mindful of this year. For instance, last year, I didn't do any of this kind of consistent streaming multiple times a week. We kind of started with the talk show, but then it evolved into like actual music making streams. So I've been streaming a lot, which is... that's a way that it shifted for sure. And if you can believe it, I don't think YouTube number of subscribers has never been like a big like pressing goal. I've always just been worried about making good content and, helping people and then also making music and art at the same time. But if you can believe it, I think around 11 months ago, October of last year, we hit 100,000 subscribers. And just yesterday, we hit 160,000 subscribers on this channel. So if you can imagine, it took me probably like 4 or 5 years to hit 100,000 subscribers. And in the last 11 months, gained 60,000 subscribers. That's insane. It doesn't make any sense. Somebody check the math. It's really dope. 200K subscribers when, yes. Oh, and we added memberships to the channel. It's just been like a wild ride for the year. So Emmett De Silva says, I'm proud of you, my dude. Thank you so much. I should actually take a minute and say hello to everybody who's hanging in chat, despite any of the technical glitches. Sweep. Oh, and by the way, if you want to call into today's show and talk about your goals, please get into the waiting room while you can, because it is already filling up. I'm putting the Zoom link in chat right now. It's also pinned to the top. So get in there and get your place in line. Bishop 91, Brian Wally, hello. My mom and dad are in chat. Groovius Maximus, shout out to all the members with that awesome badge next to their name. Thank you for supporting the channel. Rajeb, LMGZA, thank you for being here. William Beckham stopped in, I appreciate that. Roses are red. Crystal McMullen, hello. Extreme Kraken, Jeff, thank you all for being here. Silent is going great. Thank you for asking. Sarah Bosky. Hello, Sarah. Sarah, call in. talk to me about your goals. Oh, this seems like a popular topic. The waiting room is filling up, my friends. Please get in because we can't go for a full 2 hours today, but I'll take as many calls as I possibly can. Seems like you all did like the starting screen, but not the technical issues at the beginning, so that's good. Yes, everybody was very helpful. I'm sorry if I missed a name. I got lost in chat here. Abel, hello. Thank you for being here. Please, if you've never called in before, oh, Marketway is here. By the way, everybody who's got a membership badge, like Joseph McCaffrey's is the Mars colorway. I see some people with the purple and blue, some people with the green and yellow. Those change over time. I believe for 12 months it changes to a moon, and then for 2 years it becomes gold. So y'all are striving for that. We'd love to hear it. Common Beats, thank you for joining today. If you are able to, Common, would love for you to call in and talk about your music making goals. I know you started a channel and stuff, so that could be a good conversation to have. But nonetheless, let's start getting into the calls because I could wax poetic all day about me and my goals and what I think, but I think we'll get into it today with the callers. So, hey, what's up, Joe Ray? What's up? Oh, that's Duncan in the chat. Duncan, who said? All right. Hi, Digit Hixie. HXI, thank you for being here. All right, let's start getting into these calls. First up on the list, we have, I believe this is Harsha. Let's see if we can get you in here. I'm going to go in order that I received these, so please make sure you jump in the waiting room if you do want to get in on the call today. Hi, give me 1 second while I switch your audio over, and we'll be good to chat. How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for calling, my friend. Is it Harsha?
Yeah, it is Harsha.
Thank you so much.
I called in a few months ago, actually.
Yes.
If you do not.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, I hope you're doing well. What did you want to talk about today? You got some talk about your goals for 2021?
Yeah,
How are they?
2020 was pretty hectic for me because it was my first year in here, 11th.
Yeah.
So it was kind of hectic adjusting to a new school and the online situation especially.
Always tough,
So,
and especially tough this year, right?
This year, 12th, I mean, it's going better than last year, definitely. Like last year, I had gone down so bad that I started failing my classes and everything. But then this year, it's a big step up.
That's great. Great to hear.
Music-wise, I was never that interested in music. Last time when I had called you was when I had just started out. And today, as of now, I have a Spotify and I released my first album just a few months ago.
That's huge. How do you feel?
I feel good. Yes, the support I got from my parents and my friends, especially. I used to bug my friends at 2 a.m. saying that, okay, I did this mix, listen to that. And then, that's going great.
Awesome.
Working on my way to the second one. So, yeah.
That's great because just taking that first step, some people never even get to that first step. But the fact that you did it, and trying to keep everything else in life balanced, I think that's probably something you'll continue to learn and get better at with school and adjusting in the way the world is now, all that.
Yeah. This year is kind of an emotional ride for me though, because, being my last year in school, I didn't have much of experience of school this year. I'm still in online classes here in India because of the third wave. So I didn't experience my high school life at all. So, that there's that nostalgia in the back of, when I used to go to school.
Totally. And hopefully you can channel that all into some type of music. Yeah, exactly. Like that's what it's for, right? It's supposed to be your expression for sure.
And thanks to you, it's just a couple of shout outs if you don't mind.
Sure.
Kyle Beats, and Ocean, all of you guys, and especially, of course, being Indian, A.R. Rahman. I've got so inspired by music, and it's been a while. I decided this in 9th, but then it really took into effect this year. I wanted to continue my journey and my career, as a music producer.
Nice, yeah.
So
you made the decision and you went for it.
Yes.
And now you're doing it.
I'm going for it. Yes, every day, almost every day.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for calling in and sending that update. That's great to hear. And keep going. We're looking out for album number 2.
Sure. Thank you.
Have a good one, my friend.
Same to you. Bye.
good first call, right? So started the year wanting to put out music, never having put out music, and then putting out an album. That's great. And then working on number 2. That's important. On to the next one, right? I would just want everybody to get to that step, because as soon as you can and just get it done, the first thing you put out is not going to be the best thing you put out. So like, it doesn't have to be the best thing. Just put out what you can put out, and you'll feel good. Peace out, Abel. Thank you for joining. What's up, Bishop91? Wait, was that Sam? I don't know. I'm an Indian in the accent. Well, that's not nice, Miguel. That's rude. SDK, how we feeling? We're feeling good, SDK. SDK got that Mars colorway on the membership tag. Let's keep going because we have a few to get to. If you are in the waiting room, do be patient because I will get to you. I'll let you know if it gets too full, and I won't be able to get to everybody. Page 1 in the chat. Let's see. By the way, when you do call in for everybody, make sure you mute the stream so we don't get an echo, and make sure you do set your audio input device in Zoom so that your microphone is selected, or else I won't be able to hear you. Oh, but we got page 1 connecting to audio now. Ed Oyama. Oh, Ed's got the Mars colorway too. Hey, what's up, page 1? Thanks for calling in.
Hey, TAETRO, my bad. I was doing something else.
No problem.
So I saw you were looking for what our goals are. I saw goals was the main theme.
That's right. Let's talk about it. How were your music goals for 2021?
Honestly, I've improved drastically just by watching YouTubers, and not only that, but working on my own music. Before
Nice.
I was unable to understand why compression is what it is or why it does what it does. I didn't even know a limiter was basically a compressor.
Nice.
Like most of my friends who make music, they're more of like oh man, I'm gonna go to the studio and we're gonna just drop some stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but I actually want to understand, like,
You want to skill build. You want to build those skills and actually understand what's going on so you can get better.
exactly. And this is all while I'm in school. Like, I'm studying to be a pharmacy tech.
Wow.
Hopefully by the end of September, I'll have my license, and then I'll be able to take my PTCB test. But music has always been my love and go-to when it came to like dealing with pain, anxiety, or anything. So I didn't want to let that piece of me go to work a regular job. In hindsight, the pharmacy tech stuff really came around when COVID started, and I wanted to get a better understanding now that they were rolling out these vaccines. So everything in my life is tailored towards a certain level of understanding.
Totally.
Even honestly, I had no questions to ask. My whole journey.
Oh, I think we lost. Say that one more time, page 1. We lost you there for a second.
My bad. I was just shedding light on how like the journey itself is a process.
Totally.
And I have to just be who I am instead of letting like my doubts and stuff. Cause I promise you, Tate, I'll see something like an obstacle hit me, and the first thing that I think is, nah, man, this is hard.
Yeah.
Or it's not, and it's not hard. Sometimes it's just the fact that you don't understand it. And even to this day, I'll admit, I don't understand how to make my drums stop clipping.
Right.
And like people like Monty Booker, they let their drums clip. Like he goes on live streams and he just lets his stuff clip. And then later on, it sounds amazing. He's like, I don't care about that stuff. So I'm learning to just accept the flaws as they come. I actually got work in 5 hours and class, but I just wanted to stop by and share a little bit. I won't hog. I pray that all is well with you, Tate. Keep doing what you do, and let me shut up.
Well, thank you so much for calling in. That was a really great call. Good to hear that you're feeling good about all these goals and pushing through. So thanks so much for calling in.
No problem, TAETRO.
Have a good one.
You too.
It really is about those obstacles, chat. I would love to hear more people talk about like any obstacles that they've had to overcome. Because it gets in front of you and you think, man, I can't do it. It's like, no, it's just getting a little difficult and you have to problem solve. I think like so much of art is problem solving. Just figuring out how to get to the next thing, figuring out how to do the thing you don't know how to do to achieve your goal. Digit says even pro engineers let their stuff run hot. True. What's up, Wislow? Wislow, you got a new profile pic there. That's pretty dope. Yeah, so even if you're not going to call in or you're not able to call in, which, by the way, feel free to. I'm going to drop the link once more in the chat because we'll have time to take a few more than what's in the waiting room, I think. Jump in. You don't, as you can see, you don't have to be, your face won't be on screen. It's just audio. You get put into the waiting room and bring in one by one. So it's not that serious. Don't be embarrassed or scared or anything. But even if you're not able to call in, maybe you're at work or something, watching from wherever, throw in the chat some of your goals and how they're going and shed a little light on that. I'm going to keep going and take these calls. I got Bobby up next. Let's go, Bobby. I'm going to turn my AC off while waiting. Bobby, how's it going? I'm going to turn my AC off while waiting. Make sure you mute the stream.
Oh,
Bobby,
yeah, here we go.
There we go. I think we're good to go.
What's up, man? It's apparently, I guess I'm on my my fiance's Zoom here because it says Bobby, but it's Market Way again.
Oh, there you go. I was wondering because I was like, this looks familiar, but I don't remember a Bobby. But Market Way, Thank you so much for calling in again. How are you?
Good, man. How have you been?
I have been doing well. Can't complain. Things are going well. It's a busy run to the end of the year. I think this time of the year always gets busier than earlier in the year.
Yeah, I'm feeling that for sure, man.
Tell me about your goals, 2021. How did it go for you? What are some goals you're still working towards? Maybe some obstacles in the way? What do you got going on?
Yeah, man. So this year, as I last told you, the last time I called in, this year I've been following you for a while, but this year I really kind of dug into your videos, and it really helped me a lot on my journey to try and start a YouTube channel. I've always wanted to do a YouTube side to my music, like do like gear videos and tutorials and
totally
beat videos and all of that. But always kind of felt like I wasn't quite up to par. I didn't have enough knowledge to say be a tutorial guy or whatever. But hearing you talk and that sort of concept of you only have to know more than somebody watching your video. It just encouraged me to get started. And so I've started with that. Just, started pumping out a couple of videos, done a few beat videos and tutorials and stuff. Just really been working hard on that. And I actually did want to ask you a bit of a question. If that's cool. Well,
absolutely.
Yeah. I guess, so trying to balance making music, working on an album and doing videos and all that while working a full-time job has proven to be very difficult, as well as trying to balance my own life outside of that and do things as simple as do the dishes and do chores. So I guess I'm wondering just how did you balance that sort of life, work, music, video, YouTube, all that? How did you balance that to make it work when you were working a full-time job?
Yeah, totally. And luckily now I'm in much more of a flexible position. But when I started the channel, for folks who don't know, I was working a full-time job, like over 40 hours a week for sure. And I was also commuting 1 hour to work and 1 hour from work. So that's like add 2 hours onto every single day. So like that was tough. And that's when I started my channel. That was at the very beginning. And I just tried to take advantage of as much nights and weekends, of as many like days off as possible. And it does get like kind of crazy with, okay, you said doing the dishes, but that resonated so well with me because it's like, okay, the dishes are piling up and I gotta, because my first apartment definitely did not have a dishwasher and I'll never go back. But yeah, for balancing, it's totally like nights and weekends. And it's about like figuring out what is actually achievable. Because if you could say like, I want to make 3 videos a week, and like that's a noble goal and everything. But if that's not achievable, then like there's no point in that being your goal. If you're just going to make yourself miserable and you're going to feel bad when you don't make the goal. And then once you figure out what the achievable thing is, it's not just like quantity of content, but it's also like the type of content. Like maybe it's instead of a beat and a tutorial in 1 week, it's a beat 1 week, a tutorial the next week, whatever it is, just really making it as manageable as possible. But what will hopefully happen for you, and I don't know if I've talked about this in a video before, but for me, it was totally like this snowball effect where like I would be making these videos, starting off very small, doing what I can. Even the editing, like making the editing time super simple, like editing an iMovie on an iPad, like as simple as it can get. But as I started to get better and better, I started to get faster at it, which meant I could maybe do a little more content. But then as it started getting more attention, the attention that you get converts into sponsorship. Maybe it converts into at least like maybe somebody sends you some gear, YouTube ad revenue, whatever it may be. But what all those things get you is more time eventually. If you get a piece of free gear sent to you, that's amazing because now that's money you haven't spent on gear. And that means you can take that money and buy yourself back some time, like whatever. Like with a full-time job, it doesn't always work out like this. But I think for folks who work like hourly or whatever, maybe you can go down to 35 hours instead of 40 or 30 instead of 40, So like it kind of snowballs in that way where the thing that you're creating will hopefully eventually generate some type of either income or some type of supplement for income that will help you buy back time. So that's like the ultimate goal you want to look towards, like of the snowball effect that can happen when you're creating content, things like that. But for now, it's just like grinding, it's staying consistent, and it's doing it on nights and weekends whenever you have time with a manageable amount of content. Like don't set goals that are like out of the realm of possibility for you, and like be deliberate about like how long does it take you to shoot a video? Like you should know like right away. Like on average, it takes me 2 to 3 hours to shoot a video. Okay, check that off. How long does it take to edit a video? Maybe it takes me like 6 hours to edit. Okay, like you should know those numbers just so you can be realistic with yourself because that's going to help you set that realistic goal.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I hope that was helpful. It is everything in balance too. Like I think I don't remember taking many days off, but there were some weeks where I couldn't get to content, just too exhausted. But I always wanted to get back to content during those times. So like, don't burn yourself out. Take breaks when you need to, but also try to stay as consistent as possible.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like for the first month or so of doing it, I was doing that. I would like spend a week straight, like every day after work, just plugging at videos. And then the next week I would feel so burnt out from doing that I would want to take time just to like relax. But then it'd be a week of having nothing done. So
totally. And I also try to think of it like in the mindset of if I'm sitting here making music, whether I'm making a video or not, like this is an outlet for me as well. So it's not just about it being work. It's also like remembering like the reason you make music, the reason you do this is because it's like a form of expression. It's because it's what you like to do. Like, sure, I like to play video games as well. And I'll split the time accordingly, but like just try to shift the mindset of like, I'm making like, it's not necessarily work all the time. Sometimes it definitely is work, but other times it's work and play kind of mixed together. Like my life is my work. I don't know. Like I'm not just punching in a clock, And one mindset to think that I saw one time and that helps me is like, instead of saying I have to do something, try to reframe it in your mind and say, I get to do this. So instead of like, I have to go shoot a video or I have to go make some music, if you reframe that in your mind to like, I get to go make some music or I get to go make a video, it can be really, really helpful for just mindset and overall like what that does to like your body, like chemistry, physiology. Like thinking of something as a big obligation can be very stress inducing. Thinking of something as like a privilege, something you get to do, can actually feel really, really good.
Yeah, you can get a lot more excited for it.
Exactly, for sure. Yeah. It's not always perfect, but there are things like that you can do to kind of reset your brain.
I love it. Well, the nice thing going forward too is I just landed myself a job that has a 4-on, 4-off schedule.
Awesome.
For the last like 2 years, I've been on call. So I found out the morning of. So I'm really excited to start. I guess goal wise, I'm really excited to start, scheduling things out and having that nice chunk of 4 days to really sort of plan out. And so
it's a huge advantage. So definitely take advantage of that. And that sounds like a blessing for sure.
Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I can't wait to like tune into some content and see what you got going when you start on this new schedule. It looks like 2022 looking ahead.
That's it. Yeah.
You can set even more ambitious goals for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Of course, man. Great talking to you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Nice. Yes. Work schedules are tough for sure. But, we did this exercise with a few weeks ago, or maybe a few months ago at this point. Diana called in, who's always here. And we did just a time management exercise. You take the total amount of hours in a week, which is 168, if I'm correct. And you just start subtracting all the things you do and everything. I mean, sleep, commute time, time you spend eating, time you spend on personal hygiene, all that work. And when you do that and you subtract all those things, you are undoubtedly left with time in the end. I've done it so many times with so many people, that exercise, and not a single person has been so busy that they don't have time for the thing that they're trying to do, which is usually music or some type of artistic goal. And when you know that number, when you know that maybe at the end of the week you have 10, maybe you have 20, maybe you have 25 hours at the end of the week after everything else is subtracted, then you can be super diligent. Oh, it takes me 3 hours to shoot a video. Well, if you have 25 free hours, you can shoot at least 3, 6, 9, maybe 3 videos. Even if it takes you 10 hours to edit those videos, that's 19. And then you have more time for if you want to just go play Halo for 5 hours or 6 hours. Just something to think about. Let's get Rashane in here. And then, all right, we got a pretty full waiting room, but if there's anybody that wants to call, maybe we can get 1 or 2 more in here. Pinned comment, by the way, is where the link is for Zoom. I didn't know TAETRO played video games. Extreme Kraken. Oh yeah, I'm currently trying to finish the Halo series.
Okay,
I'm on
can you hear
4.
me?
I can hear you, Rashane. Thank you for calling in.
Hey,
How are you?
good, and yourself?
I am doing well. I would love to hear about what were some of your 2021 goals? How are they going? And then anything else you want to chat about.
Yeah, some of my goals were, I guess, more vanity metrics of numbers on Instagram, YouTube, things like that.
Yeah.
They were just there for to push me to get started. I didn't set them knowing I could hit that in the first year. So those are things that are kind of still in play from that. I would say what's more where I've got growth on is just the process of doing things in music production, whether it's from mixing or creating your own samples and putting or arrangement. I think those were goals I had that I didn't necessarily write down, but I did improve at.
Right.
That I noticed from having more of the outward vanity metrics. And as I've reset during the half of the year back in June, I kind of reassessed where I was and started to more make process goals, which has been a lot more helpful as far as just work for an hour a day or on making something just so I keep the rhythm and
Totally.
stay consistent.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely struggled with that at times over the year. And we talked about this on a couple of your streams earlier, keeping up that motivation. And so I've definitely found new hacks to fight the urge to sit on the couch all day and just get up and start.
And which is especially hard when everybody's basically staying home anyway, and your workspace is now your workspace is your play space is your relaxing space, it's all in one.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, that's where I'm at so far in the year. And then just for the last few months, is I'm going to be doing Beatober. So that's definitely going to push me when it comes to the video content and actually starting the YouTube channel. I've had all the stuff and played around with some video production because I did put out a beat earlier this year and made an animated video. So I've been dipping my toes into the video production, but Beatober will really get me to a new level.
For sure.
So I'm excited for that, but fearful at the same time, but it's a good type of fear.
Exactly. If you are a little fearful, that means it's a good thing for sure. I'm feeling almost a little too comfortable going into Beatober, which is why I'm trying to step it up a notch. That's really great. It's good to hear. I think the idea of process goals, like you just said, literally just having a goal, it's I'm going to work for X amount of time per day just to keep momentum. And then within that, you're going to see so many of your other goals, like you talked about, mixing and things like that. Well, obviously you'll start to achieve those goals sounding better just because you set that goal of making sure you're working for a certain amount of time each day. That was really good to hear.
Yeah. That's been really helpful. I've starting to do that more consistently the last couple of weeks, and already seeing like my output be a lot better when I'm like working in Ableton, and be able to just come up with ideas and get them out more quickly.
Yeah.
Whether they're good or not, at least they're just like coming out faster versus a couple of months ago. Sometimes it would take a while.
Yeah, for sure. Rashane, great call. Great to hear all that stuff. And I am looking forward to seeing your videos and all that for Beattober.
Yeah, thanks.
It's coming quick. Get ready.
Yeah, I'm going to do a trial run. But yeah, I'm
Nice.
ready.
Awesome. Well, have a good rest of your day, and I
You
can't wait to
too.
hear it all. Peace out.
Later.
Michael G in chat asked, what is
Beattober?
Beattober is a challenge for the month of October. We did this last year and it was a lot of fun. We're going to do it again this year, and it's going to be even more fun, and it's just going to be way better. First of all, the main challenge is make a short beat video every single day. And we post them on Instagram using the hashtag Beattober, of course. This really helped me hone my sound. It helped me get my output out. Like, I'm not looking for like amazing Scorsese directed videos or anything, but do what you will. But just the matter of like finishing like a basic like 1 minute beat and putting it to video is going to help you not only like a crash course in like making beat videos, which maybe some of you need to do, help you hone your sound, help you get faster and better at beat making because we're doing it every single day. But you might actually get some more attention around your work because you're doing videos, you're posting them on social media, all that stuff. All that said, that's the challenge for us as participants in Beattober. I will also be doing it, of course. On the like event and community side, we will be doing weekly live streams where I'll be reviewing people's beats that they post with the hashtag. There will be random giveaways throughout the entire month. I'm in talks with a bunch of brands to be doing giveaways throughout the entire month, so please stay tuned for that. I'll be making some like formal announcements in the coming weeks. There will be a limited merch drop for Beattober 2021. My samples are coming in very soon, like within the next week or so. There will be a sample pack, and I'll probably have guests on my stream. I actually just confirmed one guest who I collabed with on Beattober last year. You all might remember. But all that, stay tuned for the details. The best thing about this is, and we're going to get back to calls in a minute. Yes, Common Beats, I see you in the waiting room. We have a few more people to go, though. The best thing about Beattober this year is that Beattober is going to be for charity. It is going to be in support of a great nonprofit called the Music and Youth Initiative, which they actually build music programs and help set up music programs, support music programs in after-school settings, Boys and Girls Clubs, YMCAs, any type of after-school setting. And I actually had worked with them in the past. I was a music clubhouse director. They're the ones who set up music clubhouses. And I thought this would be a great way to kind of hone our community into doing something good. So how can we support? Well, there will be every stream, like any kind of super chats or anything during that month of October, we'll all have like a donate button instead of super chat. So you'll be able to donate that way. I would also love everybody to engage their own communities, their own like families and things like that in helping donate. Maybe like a marathon, like maybe you can get people to sponsor you $5 a beat or $1 a beat for the month or something like that. All of my membership revenue for the month of October will be going to the Music and Youth Initiative. 50% of the merch limited drops will be going to the Music and Youth Initiative. 100% of the sample pack sales will be going to the Music and Youth Initiative. And we're going to set a fundraising goal. I don't know what that is yet, but we're working our way towards it. So get ready. It's Beattober. Push yourself for the challenge. And then just get ready because it's going to be a good time. It's going to be for a great cause. I'm hoping to hype it up. And of course, there will be ways for you to win things as well on the live streams. Etc. So please get ready to participate in Beattober. And you know, some people are not able to do 31 beats a month. That doesn't mean you can't participate. If you set a goal for yourself, you say, I'm going to do 15 beats. That's great. I'm going to do one a week. You can still hashtag it Beattober. Nobody's going to be checking your profile and say you didn't do 31. I want everybody to be able to participate at their own level. But if you can, do try to push yourself to the 31 beats. I got Digit up in the waiting room. And I'm going to say that we're probably full on calls. So everybody who's in the waiting room, I will definitely take your call. But anyone who joins after this moment, cannot guarantee it. Digit is connecting to audio, I think. I will unpin this. We'll ask to unmute, and then we'll be good to go.
Hello?
Hi, Digit. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, TAETRO?
Thank you so much for calling in again.
Yeah, of course, of course. How are you doing?
I am doing well. Cannot complain. I would love to hear all about your 2021 music goals, how they went or how they're going. And yeah, just tell us about it.
Kind of had a reality check last week.
Let's hear it.
So I follow an artist. His name is Johan Linux,
Okay.
or Linux, however you want to pronounce it. He's a fantastic composer. He does like a cross mesh of hip hop and also chamber music, and it's really interesting. He has a bunch of accolades from a whole bunch of different rappers, and Mike Dean also sings his praise as well.
That's a good endorsement to have.
Yeah, no kidding. So he has a little Discord server, and they were doing like, oh, listening to your music. Apparently, they do it every Thursday. So I hopped in on one, and I felt like that I was completely out of my element, and I'll tell you why. Everyone who was selected, they listened to through the song like a minute to like a minute 30, and then stop the song, and they would have a discussion about it. And they would talk about like where they're from and like who they know and everything. And you get the picture really quickly that a lot of these people are in LA and / in New York, like New York City.
Totally.
And they're like pushing, trying to get their music heard. Some people are saying they're like, yeah, we're living in a house. We're about to release our demo. We have some like appointments lined up for some record labels to hear it. And the music they're putting out is so good, and it's just like pretty much consistent with like everyone who was on that call.
Right.
And little old me, I'm just in like nowhere, Virginia, and I'm just kind of doing whatever. And my main goal this year was to like do some more collabs. After 2020, it was kind of lonesome and everything, and I really wanted to collaborate more with people. And so I started getting more involved with Discord groups, and I made some friends over at Eldre's server. Kenny Beats' server kind of gives me anxiety because everyone is like super
That's
like on edge about everything.
Yeah, it's that beat battle culture.
Yeah, it gets kind of wild. But Johan's server was a little bit different because it was people who were actually really taking this seriously. Not to say that no one else is taking it seriously on the other communities that I'm in, but it's that like they're actually out there. They're like kind of risking it all and actually doing it.
Sure.
It was just so interesting, and it made me realize that like maybe I am in the wrong place, and like my music's okay. Like I think it's okay. I wouldn't. I'm not very boastful because I'm my own worst critic, but
yeah, but modesty is an asset in this industry for sure. Because I'm sure being in all these servers, you see a lot of people who are not so modest, and when the work doesn't match up, even when they are great, but they're like super boastful and not super modest, like less people want to work with you anyway if you're like that, So like modesty is for sure an asset, but don't let your inner critic hold yourself back from saying that you have achieved such good things and improved your quality and are developing your skill set. Like always keep it in balance.
Oh, of course. It's a very big, very thin line between cocky and confidence.
Totally. Yeah.
But yeah, and the biggest thing is that I wanted to work with people, and I don't think that went very well. I've been hopping in on YouTube and like Twitch streams. People will be very impressed with my music. They're like, "Oh, yo, this is so hard," or like, "This is so interesting," and like they'll be like, you want to work, and we're like, yeah, of course, I'm always open to work, and then we would get an initial process going, and then I get it, people have lives, they have things happen, but nothing came out of it. I think I had like 10 people who wanted to actually do something, and I in turn wanted to do something as well. Nothing really panned out. And it ended up coming to an artist that I had listened to kind of locally in my area. He put out a project. I listened to it. I liked it. I wanted to work with him, and I ended up having to pay him. I paid him like $100 to work with him. But he takes it pretty seriously. So he's getting back to me tomorrow with his vocals. So which is nice. But it sucks that that I essentially had to go to like, all right, so I just gotta pay this person, because that's the only like definite thing that I'm gonna need to do to make sure that a collab happens.
Well, let me ask you this. What are you looking to get out of these collabs? Why so focused on collaborating with other people as like a huge goal?
I get bored, man. If you have ever looked at my page, you'll see how sporadic I am about like jumping from genre to genre. And, that's just because I'm a fan of just music in general. And I like to experiment just, privately. And if it works out, I'll post it. But most days I want to like make something, nice and like kind of beautiful, something that yearns to be listened to again. But I also want to like, interact with people, because the biggest thing about that is I kind of lose myself, and I'm not motivated anymore. But then when, such as getting on calls like this, or jumping on streams with everyone, it motivates me. And when people want to work, it motivates me again, because I guess that's just the type of person I am. But
Sure.
It's all about making connections and building up your community. And it didn't really happen, didn't really pan out. But I'm hoping that something comes out of all this, because there are good people, and I get it, life happens. But
Sure.
but yeah.
Let me just give you a little bit of my take. I think with goal setting and things like this, it is very hard to set goals that are reliant on other people, because that's not like, we can't set a goal that says, all right, my goal is that Joe will play Halo with me every Tuesday night. And if he doesn't, then I haven't achieved my goal. Well, that goal like is great, but like it's dependent on another person. Like maybe he's busy, maybe he's got something to do, maybe he just doesn't want to play Halo, whatever it is. So like I don't really see that as like being a goal. That's just like a thing that I want, So like when you tie your goals to things that are dependent on other people, they have this ultimate propensity to fail based on nothing that you did. Like it sounds like you're doing the networking, you're going around, you're putting yourself out there as best as you can. You talked about being from Virginia, which is not, of course, like a major city, but I'm sure there are other people that make music or have similar aspirations to you in a local area, like you talked about with that one person. So like be wary of tying your goals to things that are dependent on other people. Also be wary about tying your motivation to other people. If you do absolutely need that group of people and community motivation to go on and do your things, that's, again, you're ultimately tied to other outside factors beyond yourself. Like start thinking of ways that you can get yourself motivated, or the things that you do that gets you in a motivated mindset that don't involve other people being personally responsible for it. So just be very, very careful of that. And like, there's also two things like if you're desperate to collab with somebody or get artists on your beats or something, I would just put your head down and continue working on making the best beats possible and getting them in front of as many artists as possible, whether that's having, BeatStars storefront or just developing your social media even more so people get to know you and your beats and people seek out your beats. It's going to be way easier for you. Like you should absolutely not be paying somebody. Well, you do what you want with your money and the value to you, but it is not a sustainable model for you to be paying people to collaborate with them. Like that tells me that the wiring is just kind of like, you might be rushing a little bit. Like you should be building up your stuff so that people, you really want to collaborate with people. You want people on your tracks. You should be making tracks that people really want to get on, because when those two things collide, then boom, it works. If your beats are not like hotly desired, or you're not marketing them in a way where they are potentially hotly desired, then maybe that's something you need to work on rather than just constantly seeking out this collaboration, constantly seeking it. Eventually, if you put out enough gold, somebody's going to be like, I want to get on that. And then there's your collaboration. You want to build the thing that people want to go to, you don't want to be like a street salesman, the guy with the watches and the jacket, be like, hey, check out all these watches. It's like, what? I didn't really ask for watches or anything. So, you know what I mean though? Like you want to build up a thing that people are seeking. You don't want to go seek people to get your thing.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. And yeah, I'm sorry to like bring down the tone of the whole,
no, it's fine. I would
everything, but like it's truth. It's truth. And
yeah,
it's not a bad thing.
No,
but, yeah, it's definitely still growing pains about this whole thing. Because I'm gonna be real. I've been doing this a while, and I think last time I said I've been doing music since I was 7. But I'm in a place where like I feel comfortable. I feel confident with like how I can approach things. But yeah, it's difficult. But yeah, that paying a person.
I'm gonna ask you a question, and it's gonna sound harsh, but I mean it with all the peace and love in the world. How do you feel confident in your approach to how it's going if it's not going? You told me that it's not going well.
Oh no, I'm just talking like in terms of like I like where I feel confident in like where at the current state of my music is at, but in terms of like how the overall quote unquote career is going, yeah, it's not.
Right.
Not.
Okay, so that goes back to the idea of like you're tying your like measure of success. Because you just told me you like where your music is going, you think you're at a good skill level, you feel very confident in that music. That's fantastic, and that's a marker of success right there. The thing that you're tying your success to is like this collaborating with other people. So the thing that I would do if I were you is I would just reassess that in your brain, like make sure that you are feeling good about the music and where the music is going, and definitely give yourself a reality check on that and feel proud about that. And then the second thing is reassess, find these producers that people are desperately trying to collaborate with, like people. Go on their pages, look in their comments. Are people begging for their beats, whatever it is? Who are some producers that are producing beats for lots of artists that you aspire to be? And you just need to follow their model exactly. Like you need to just adjust your model if that really is a big target and just getting more collaborations in. And you talk about being from Virginia and talking about LA, New York, whatever. There is for sure benefits to a local network. And you sound like a very outgoing person. I'm not a very outgoing person, very introverted, stay home kind of person. And I live in LA. But I definitely think that being in a local place, like a major city where there's lots of people doing this, is an advantage as well, because you'll just meet more people. But yeah, I would just make sure that you're feeling proud about your music, because you just told me that you're feeling very confident and good about it. So that's great. But then reassess your strategy for how you're going to collaborate with more people and follow the model of people that are doing exactly what you want to do. Figure out how they're marketing their beats. What kind of beats are they actually making? How are they getting in front of these artists, et cetera, et cetera. And even like try to just reach out to somebody and ask to shadow, or ask to like just be a assistant, or offer some type of like services that you can do. Some very basic, like maybe they just need somebody to bounce stems for them, or maybe they just need somebody to answer emails for them, whatever it is. Put yourself in a position where you can learn from somebody like that. But I'm willing to bet a lot of the information, a lot of the stuff that you need to do, the model you can follow, is available for free on the internet. You just have to observe and look and like pay attention.
Most definitely.
You can do it, my friend. Going into 2022, like really think about that strategy and all that, and don't feel so down on yourself. It is a journey. I'm going to tell you also right now, your biggest vulnerability, I see this a lot in comments, is thinking that because you've been doing music for so long, like you said, because you've been doing it since you were 7, right? Is expecting that doing it for so long means that you should have seen some result. Meritocracy is a myth. You could be doing this for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. It doesn't matter. If I could be doing it for 1 year and get a platinum record, or somebody out there has been doing it for 6 months and has credits on a platinum record. Meritocracy does not exist. It does not matter how many years you put in. a lot of it comes down to right place, right time, and doing the right thing at the right place at the right time, you know? So like, you should definitely work on getting out of that mindset of like that you've been doing this for a while, because that literally matters so little.
Most definitely.
But
I appreciate everything you're saying, man.
Yeah, you can do it. I want you just to keep going, stay consistent, and like get rid of those expectations of that like something should come because you've been doing it for so long. And I think you can do it. Just stay consistent, really reassess that strategy. You got this, and you got this whole community here to support you as well. So keep going.
Appreciate you, TAETRO. Really, really do, man. Thank you.
Have a good one, my friend.
You as well.
Meritocracy is a myth. Exactly. Nefertiti said it best. I should mention before I go to the next calls, we have a sample challenge happening, 343 Labs sample challenge happening in our Discord. Me and Nefertiti will be on next week reviewing and giving away a prize. Oh, it's actually a flip of Nefertiti's vocal sample. That's right. So make sure you go to the 343 Labs Discord. That is linked in the description, by the way. Let's keep going. I got NG. Thank you all for being patient in the waiting room. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more calls left to go. We're going to get through all of these. I promise. NG, how are you? Make sure you pause the stream.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hi.
Thank you for calling in.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Is this your
Hi.
first time calling in?
Yes.
Amazing. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I would love to hear where are you from, first of all?
I'm from Egypt.
From Egypt. That's amazing.
Yes.
Well, thank you for calling in from
Yes.
across the world. Do you want to talk about your goals today?
Well, yeah. First of all, I started music production in this year, February.
Amazing.
So I'm still a beginner.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I don't know how. So yeah. Oh, I can't hear you actually.
Oh, I'm just listening to you. That's why.
Okay. Okay. So there's a lot of things that I don't know, but I have noticed recently that there was a paper. I've been saving it in my drawer, writing my goals for music production in 2021, and I have noticed that I have accomplished most of them.
That's amazing.
Yes, that was good, but I still actually I feel like my tracks actually sucks.
Why do you feel that way? What makes you feel that way?
I don't know. I guess it's the mixing, the arrangement, the sounds that I'm using is not that good. So maybe that's why. I don't know. Maybe because I still lack of experience, and there's a lot of things that I don't know. That's why I feel like it sucks. So yeah, my friend always tell me you should upload it on YouTube, but I don't have the courage to do this.
You should 100%. I'm going to echo what your friend said. Upload it and put it out there for people to see. What's the worst thing that could happen? Somebody will see it. If it's bad.
Yeah, that's actually a nightmare for me, actually.
But here's the thing. You'll get some people that see it. And, there's always mean people on the internet. We don't care about those people.
Yes.
We only care about people that will see it and encourage you and say they like something about it, or even comment and give you a way to improve. Because all the things that you said, like why you feel like your music sucks right now, and you said you only started in February, you named totally valid things that you can absolutely get better at. The arrangement, the mixing, the sound selection. Those are all things you can improve on, but that's... Mm-hmm. All those things are areas of focus that you can focus on. You could take a month and focus on sound selection. You can take mixing is like a lifelong process. And guess what? For me, I still feel like a lot of the music that I make sucks too. And it never sees the light of day. So that feeling that you're feeling is completely normal, and it's going to go with you for the rest of your life as an artist. It's not just because you're new. Of course, when you're new, your music does suck, because why wouldn't it? You just started, you're just learning. It's okay to suck, especially at the beginning. I like I said, some of the stuff I make sucks, and that's because not everything we make is meant to go out into the world. Sometimes the things that we make are meant to just be an exercise in learning something, and that's okay too. That doesn't mean you're you're not meeting any type of goal, which I'm glad that you are meeting those goals. I'm glad that you do keep pursuing. And I do think that the next big part for you is getting something out there. But like you've been doing it since February, let's go. Like it's coming
Yes.
up on a year. That year of learning music production is going to get here soon. Will you have gone for your whole first year of learning without releasing a single piece of music?
Like I made like 3 tracks, I guess. I was trying to make an indie pop, and I've been into lo-fi, especially chill lo-fi,
Yep.
because I've been watching your tutorials, and actually I've been like following along with the one tutorials and copying them. Where's the creativity? Why I'm not getting creative? I'm putting my touch on it. So that maybe upset me a little bit, but like at the same point I said to myself, like, I'm still a beginner. It's okay that I can't put my touch on this track or get creative right now. All I have to do is know how you actually guys do these things and then try to get creative.
Yes, exactly. It's what you said is right. Like you are definitely still in an experimental phase, and I am this way too. And it definitely slows down my learning process. One day I want to make a lo-fi chill beat. The next day I want to make a trap banger. The next day I want to make some indie pop beat with some guitar. Like those all contain like different techniques. Like they're mixed differently.
Yes.
It's different sound selection, but you're being like aware of it. So that is a first step too. For a long time I was not aware of it, and I was just trying to make all this different kinds of music without being very good at like, oh, what actually makes each of these kinds of music distinct. And like I was just kind of wandering lost in the woods, but you're aware of it, so that's good. I would definitely recommend picking a focus for a little bit. Picking one genre or something to focus on,
Yes.
especially as your outlet. When you're thinking about releasing music, like maybe you want to have one artist persona that's lo-fi, chill hop or something, but maybe you want to have another artist persona that's indie pop. But those might not happen at the same time. And this will help you get to releasing music faster, because if you have one artist persona that's focused on chill beats or something, you can focus on that and get good at that while experimenting with another genre on the side, and there's no real pressure to release or anything on that until it's ready, you know? So that's one thing you should definitely consider. But honestly, the way you're going to get good at like releasing music, getting it out and like marketing yourself as a musician is just by trying it and putting stuff out. And when you can do this at a beginner stage and just do it, I know I see your face every time I say release it, put it out, because it seems like you're just like, oh, like that's what you need to hear, it seems, because you know that that's the next step. And you getting feedback and you just going through the process of releasing music, like, yes, that is the next step. The little voice in the back of your head that wants you to do something that makes you uncomfortable is correct.
Like actually, like I've been debating that should I like put my music on the Discord link so you could give me your feedback, but like no.
You should absolutely do
so
that.
Scared.
That is,
I'm so scared. Oh my god, I'm so scared. Like you're gonna roast me or something.
okay. Have I ever said anything about somebody's track that if I said it about your track would like hurt your feelings?
No, like I haven't watched the full videos, but I watched like bits of it.
Yeah.
But I've never seen you say anything that might hurt the person who actually produced the track. So yeah.
That's the point of the streams. And I know I put roast in the title and it's just supposed to be kind of funny, but it's like, that's the point of the streams. And you can also like look at how the community reacts to all those tracks. Everybody is super supportive. We don't like tolerate anybody who's not like nice or supportive, in the community anyway, but everybody is so nice. So like that is a perfect outlet for you to try it and just give, like, I'm going to tell you something that you probably want to hear, you know, like you talked about these ways in which you want to build your skill. And when you put it out there, you get, especially if you get feedback from somebody, like they're going to point you in a direction, or like I'm telling you right now to release some music. You already know that you need to release music, but me telling you that might help. So if you submit a music to a track review and I tell you like, oh, I would have picked a different snare sound, or I would have picked a different synth or something. You probably already knew that in the back of your head, but hearing somebody else say it helps you like push forward and helps like validate that thought that you had. So that's why that's valuable, and getting it out there and letting somebody else hear it.
Like I will try actually. Like I will try to finish something actually and try to upload it and
I will
see
be
the reactions.
expecting your track in the next track review stream, which is next Saturday. Is it this Saturday or next Saturday? I forget. Second and fourth Saturday of the month. I want to hear something from you.
Okay. I will try to like make it much better.
And Beattober
right
is coming out. Did you hear me talking about Beattober earlier?
Yes. But like,
you should definitely think about doing it.
I'm not that good yet. I'm not that good yet.
Who says you need to be that good? I did Beattober 2 years ago and I was not very good. But guess what? It made me a lot better because I learned a lot through the process. It's not about being good. It's about getting better.
Okay, I will try to like be more courageous than this.
Yes, you can do it. And then this is going to be a big part of your growth as an artist, is like being courageous enough to put your stuff out, hear what other people have to say about it. And that's going to accelerate you getting better. Like I said, like you already know that you have a lot of skill building to do. We all have a lot of skill building to do.
Yes.
So you should expect to hear people talk about the things that you can grow on. And you should also expect to hear some compliments, because everybody always has something nice to say. There's always strengths in even a beginner's production. There's always good ideas. There's always good tendencies. And then their compliments come with critical feedback, which is an important part of us growing as an artist. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it.
Okay, I will try.
I hope to hear from you again really soon, and I hope to hear one of your tracks really soon.
Okay, it was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you as well. Thank you for calling in.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Yes. You heard me, chat. And I'm not just talking to Engie who was on the call. I'm talking to all of you out there who are feeling the same thing, who haven't submitted to a track review yet, who haven't put out that song that's sitting on the hard drive yet. Do it. We got to keep rolling. I got STK, I got Common Beats, and then I got Sarah. Those are my last 3 calls of the day. STK. Michael G says, I feel attacked. Michael G, you put out a lot of music, but if you're feeling attacked, that means you can put out more. STK, what's good?
Man, I'm chilling. How are you?
I am also chilling. Thank you for calling in. I would love to hear from somebody like you that the community has heard lots of your beats and is very into your beats. I would love to hear from you about 2021, your goals, how it went, what you're thinking, where your head's at.
2021 went pretty well, I'd say. I had some really small goals just because, but everything went well, I think.
Just tell me about it. What is your marker of success?
Well, one of my goals was to have at least like 1,000 listeners on Spotify. I think I'm at like 3,000 now.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it. And my goal was actually just to make music that I was happy with, and maybe just make music with my friends, and that was pretty much it,
And you feel good about the music that you're making?
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for the upcoming stuff, because pretty much all the stuff that has been released recently is the stuff that I made like 3 months ago. So like, I feel like my sound has changed a little bit, and I actually like figure out my way of making stuff. So I'm pretty stoked.
That's awesome. I think everybody should learn from that mindset of like, part of your goal was to make sure you're reaching a certain amount of audience, and that's great that you met that goal. And then the other half is equally as important, if not more important. Like, do you actually feel good about the stuff that you're making? And it sounds like you're really happy with the stuff that you're making, and that's the ultimate goal, right?
No, yeah, of course. I mean, my kind of like, I feel like I had some different mindset before this year, but now I just figured out that I'm just really happy and content with just making music that I like, honestly.
That's good. Because that's ultimate, like, happiness as an artist, right? Is being happy with our work. And I think ultimately that attracts an audience, right? Like when you're feeling so good about your work and you're putting it out there and you put like all like your love and emotion into it, other people pick up on that, and like that can help build an audience right there, because they feel that through the music. And it's likely that if we like something, there's somebody out there in the world that will also like that thing that we like. It's the same thing as your favorite movie or your favorite song by another artist. If you like a song that you made, it's highly likely that someone else out there in the world will like it as well.
Yeah, of course. And I'm very, grateful because to be honest with you, I have no clue where those 3,000 people came from because I don't really I honestly, maybe I should be pushing my stuff out more and be out there, but I don't feel like that's me, I don't really feel like doing that kind of stuff.
I feel like you could find a way to market yourself and get yourself out there to a broader audience that would be true to who you are, and you would see massive growth. If you're seeing the growth, and of course it comes down to the quality of your work. I only say that to push you a little bit because I think your work should be heard by, I mean, it's amazing that you have 3,000, but I think you could be one of those producers with 1 million listeners. So I say that because I want you to be as successful as possible. And the more successful you can be, convert that into, like I talked about on an earlier call, if that can bring in some income, that can supplement some time and give you more time to create more work, you'll be even happier. And I say that because it doesn't have to be the way we always think of how people market themselves, or you don't have to be like the YouTuber style that everybody thinks about that's loud and boisterous. I think there's ways that you could promote your work and get it out to a larger audience that would be true to who you are as an artist, and people would actually like you to approach it in a new way, in a way that's true to you. People that would resonate with people. And I think the potential that would have for you as an artist is very, very high. So I push back on that a little bit to say you should make that some type of goal for 2022, just to put some kind of effort forward to reach a broader audience.
I mean, I gotta feel like people on my DMs like asking how I do some stuff or how I process guitars and stuff and all that. Do you think, I mean, I'm asking you, do you think I should be streaming? I would do it, but like, I would love to do it, honestly, but I just don't know.
What's
I
the
don't want to
harm?
commit to something. I just don't want to commit to it. And like, I don't know, just not, I don't know.
I just don't see the harm. And you say commit to it. Like when I decided to start streaming, it was probably like a little bit less than a year ago. Like it was a commitment to say like, okay, for this amount of time, I'm going to do this many days. It's shifted and it morphed, but because it felt good and because it like seemed to be bringing some value to the community and also value to me as an artist, I kept going. But like if it didn't bring value to the community and it didn't bring value to me, like it was like burning me out or something, I would have stopped. So the only commitment you're making is to yourself. Sure, you're making a commitment to the audience, but that commitment is only like valid if it's like a valuable exchange, right? And the valuable exchange goes both ways, beneficial to you, beneficial to the audience. You're making music anyway, right? Like it is different to be making music on stream or something. But if you just take your process that you're already doing, set up some cameras and hit go live, the only potential that there is for more people to discover your work. There's not going to be less people discovering your work because you're streaming. Like it's not going to be harmful to you. If you eventually feel like having the cameras on is altering the process or something, then sure, we want to pull back and we want to assess that. But I really see no drawback in it. And I think people would enjoy some SDK chill vibe streams where they get to see the process and you get to share that process.
Awesome. I'll definitely try to do that stuff next year or later this year.
Yeah, think about it for sure.
I've been thinking about it.
Yes, I can already tell. Like you're like already like on the edge, like thinking about it, and like that's how I was with streaming and stuff too, and that's how I was with like this channel and stuff too. Like, should I make a video? Should I not make a video? Like, it can only bring good things, and if it does like an okay amount of things, not enough to really continue it forever, then that's okay too. But if it brings really good things and it becomes a consistent thing and it brings you more audience, and that it's just like the only possibility is for a win, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I just want to thank you, man, for the support. I feel like You're actually the only music producer that's on YouTube that I watch, because I don't really watch producing stuff
Me
as
neither.
much as I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like I make music kind of often. I love to say that I make music every day, but I just don't feel like making music every day.
sure.
But the last thing that I want to do is sit on my computer and watch someone on Ableton. Like, I don't want to do that, but
Right.
you're the only one that I feel interested to, because I like the stuff that you say, and I learn a lot.
I appreciate that, SK, and I hope like in this community we're all learning from each other too. So it's mutual. And if you do start streaming or like whatever it is, you have to keep us all informed so we can all follow and support as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just thanks for the love and the support. Thanks for the everyone else in the community that always showing love. I really appreciate it.
For sure. Thank you so much, STK.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Have a good one.
Have a nice one.
Good call. Good call. Just McCaffrey says, I'll sub. Yes, we know. Common Beats says, I actually love watching producers. Let's get Common Beats in here, actually. I actually love watching producers and none more than TAETRO. Thank you, Common Beats. I appreciate it. Welcome, my friend. You unmute and we'll be good to go. The Common Beats in the chat. What's good?
Hey, how we doing, brother?
I am doing great. I'm so glad you were able to call in.
Oh, I've got like a double.
Make sure you mute the stream. I bet that's what it is. And
It's
then
muted on here. Let me just. Won't be a second.
You hearing me double?
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
I am so sorry. I
No
did
problem.
The literal capital sin of not pressing the mute. I thought I'd done it. So.
Well, thank you for calling in. I'm glad you were able to call in, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so good to be on. And Beattober sounds phenomenal, mate. Absolute next level. I'm well excited for that.
I'm really stoked for it this year. I mean, last year was the first year we ever like did it together as a community, and this year I expect it to be even bigger. So that's why I wanted to put it towards like a good cause or something to make it even more meaningful. And I think that we're gonna have a really good time too. It's just gonna be a feel good event for the whole month, I think.
Absolutely love it. I proper encourage people to do it as well, because Beattober was a real turning point for me from getting to a place from what if and why because of health stuff to kind of, okay, what's next? What can I do? And focus on things. And it really gave me a focus to express and get out of my comfort zone from songwriting on a guitar to trying to express emotions on a timeline in Ableton. And I've just loved the journey so much. And yeah, thankful that you've been a massive part of that. So yeah, it's wicked.
That's awesome. And you also started like doing some proper streaming too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been one of the goals, I guess, for me was to challenge the natural perfectionism within me, to want to have everything right, to look great, to be able to add value to the community. And I just thought, sack it. Do you know what? For accountability reasons, it'll make me actually make beats if people are there. And so, yeah, it's been a crazy journey. Absolutely loved it. And learning so much through it. So SDK, genuinely, bro, I encourage you to give it a go. It'll make you level up in ways that you can't quite understand. So yeah, mate, it'd be wicked.
For sure. What were some of your like 2021 goals? Was starting a stream part of it, or did that just like evolve over the year? Like how did you start the year in looking at like what you wanted to accomplish?
Yeah, it wasn't a part of the original plan. Just a bit of context. Yeah, I've kind of mentioned a couple of times in chat, but I have to go part-time in my job because of chronic pain and fibromyalgia, and all the pain clinics and stuff are saying your body can't handle this. And so I had to go part-time, and that's that whole thing of not living in the what if and why, but trying to go into what next. And pain management said this, it talked about focus on what you can do, not what you can't. And music's always been something within me. I've never done electronic music production, but I just wanted to start, yeah, expressing. And when I was in bed, you know, when I couldn't get up and stuff, I could still have my laptop and get a little launch key out and start playing and stuff. And so, yeah, it's been a mad journey. And all of a sudden it's like, okay, I feel like, you know, I've got a voice that I can actually use and encourage people. My heart is to encourage and to see people grow into the potential that they've got and call it out of them. And so it's just been a really, really kind of crazy year. Not what I expected, but really thankful and excited to go into the next year with some new goals. So yeah.
Yeah, it just feels good, like spreading positivity through art, making stuff, like it just attracts like this crowd of other people who are also interested in being creative and making stuff. And it's just a very fruitful community, like everybody kind of builds each other up and is on the same pathways, on the same goals, because I assume like a lot of people who maybe, I think you are lucky to have that doctor who said like, focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. I mean, that's half of what we talk about here.
Yeah, totally.
It's that mindset for sure. What are you thinking about 2022 goals since you accelerated so fast in 2021?
Yeah, well, obviously to continue the regular streaming and making content, but the next level for me, I think, is a sample pack, because I feel like I've got good sound selection, but I just need to work out how to make them and how to do those things, because a lot of like the lo-fi stuff I'm doing, if I look on Splice or different things, they're quite trappy, the sounds, and I've got quite a sound that I like. I can't really explain it, but I know what I want. And so I'm starting to explore that and work out some of those things. So I'd love to be able to release that and to start to progress in terms of my background is church background. So I used to do singer-songwriter stuff like making congregational songs, all those kind of things. But I'd love to make ambient sort of lo-fi beats to go with like liturgy and prayer and create a different kind of space for people in terms of that. So bringing the old stuff, some of the old prayers that have been said over centuries to right now in terms of some beats, hard hitting beats and stuff. So I feel like, there's that aspect of being able to continue to grow, continue to build community, and hopefully be a blessing reaching out further. So
that's awesome. That sounds really great. And I think that you trying to incorporate that into like a prayer and stuff, I think that's really cool, because I'm sure you're trying to connect that in that community. Trying to connect with a younger audience is probably difficult, but if you can bridge the gap between your music in that world, I think that could be really amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for calling in, man, and sharing all that. We'll catch you on a live stream. That's Common Beats in chat, everybody who doesn't know. So make sure you go follow and watch some streams.
New member.
Oh yeah, new member. We'll do it together. New member. Thank you, man. I appreciate all the support for the channel. And
mate, honestly, mad respect for you, and love to Joe as well. Thank you.
You hear that, Joe? I think he heard it.
Yes, lad. See you soon.
See you soon. Thank you so much. Have a good one. All right. Our last call of the day, we got Sarah. Sarah's going to close it out for us. Sarah, you have a big job here. You're the last call of the day. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing great. You're in like a public space right now.
I am. I actually went off to college.
Oh, amazing. Well, shout out.
Yeah.
That's great.
So goal wise, I didn't even know if I was beginning of this. Oh, right.
You're good.
Can I hear you?
Yep.
Okay. Whenever beginning of this year, I didn't even think I had an interest in making music. I just kind of wrote stuff down and then got my launch key. Well, first started watching you and then kind of had some inspiration, bought my launch key, and I didn't bring it to school with me. And it's one of the biggest regrets.
How could you not bring it to school?
I know.
What were you thinking?
That's okay. Instead, because now I don't have it currently. So currently been trying to figure out what to do and writing more song lyric wise. But my question is, because I want to be able to reach that goal of putting it out there. So I don't know what the best platform is, whether that be through YouTube, Instagram, or I've never even used TikTok, if that's a good. So just what's your...
Well, start with where you are now. You have Instagram, you if you say you don't use TikTok, that's fine. You don't have to start with TikTok. I would just start on the platforms that you're currently on. Like, sure, you could do YouTube. You could start releasing some music via YouTube. I don't know. Are you planning on doing like sort of live video type things, or just taking the instrumental or like the music that you make, the audio, and putting it to like a picture or something? What are you planning to do?
I wasn't even sure of just placing, because like essentially all, sorry, it's so loud.
It's okay.
Essentially all music lyrics are some form of poetry. It's
Sure.
better to like put it on as like a visual image, and people become more interested in that, and then lead that into later whenever I do have my launch key to put out music.
Yeah, for sure. Whatever you can do. All these platforms are visual. That's what I'll say. So like, unless you're going to just do like SoundCloud is super easy, right? You can upload audio there, no problem. But if you are going to take on these like visual platforms like Instagram, like YouTube, perhaps even TikTok, I would come up with some cool way to visually represent. And I would also come up with some way to incorporate yourself into that. So whether it's like you actually performing, or you like saying something, or just video B-roll of you like creating stuff, whatever it is, you should find some way to interestingly visually represent what you're trying to convey with your music, and incorporate yourself into it. We want to know the artist. People want to connect with you as an artist. There are billions of people out there, lots of people making music. What's going to separate you from the rest is like people connecting with you and who you are as a person. So like even doing like simple things about not just putting out the music, but then put out a video like of you talking to the camera about like what the music is about, or like what inspired you to write it, or like just your process in general. We all carry our phones around everywhere. Like if you are just like videoing like some scenery or imagery that inspires you, using that as B-roll, all these things, just like finding a cool way to visually represent it on these platforms is super important. And then of course, just put the audio up on SoundCloud for people to just listen to. But the visual like social media platforms, like just follow the model of what's successful for other people. I'm sure you've watched some vloggers before. I'm sure you've seen like, maybe there's some artists that you admire that you're like, I really wish I could do that. Just do that. Literally copy the artist that you really love and represent your music that way. That is how you can find success and reach a broader audience doing that. But just start. Like that's the thing. Like you've been making music, just get stuff out there. Try different stuff. Take a chance. And get your launch key shipped to you.
I know. I'll have to like pick it up during like fall break or something. It's
Totally.
driving me crazy. But I have my ukulele, so we're good.
That's great. Get some ukulele covers out there. That's like easy right there. Perfect.
And please continue doing your watercolors because I love them.
Thank you so much. I'm definitely
You're
going
the
to
highlight
continue
of my
doing
day.
it. I appreciate it. Well, that is motivating for me. So I will keep trying to be consistent with that. I really love doing it. So thank you. I really appreciate that. Sarah, thank you so much for calling in. I hope we can talk again soon. And I hope to start seeing some of your stuff out there and listening and seeing it. So thank you for calling in.
Alrighty, thank
Good
you
luck
so
at
much.
school. Bye. All right. This was a great show chat. I'm so glad to hear everybody's 2021 goals. Like I said, it's not always easy. 2022 is quickly approaching, but before 2022, we of course have Beattober. I already shouted it out, but please, I would love for all of you to participate. Just get ready, get your brain ready. Try out. I think Rashane was like, I'm doing a trial run. Like, yes, what is the process for making a video? Doesn't have to be fancy. Just point your phone at yourself, making a beat. Like, that's it. Sync up the audio from the DAW with the video. Just work out the kinks on how to do that. Maybe I'll do a quick stream on helping people get ready with some of the easiest ways, but it is going to be for a good cause. There is going to be some limited merch drops. There's going to be a sample pack. It's just going to be a good time. It's going to help push you forward as a musician for sure. It definitely helped do that for me, and we've heard lots of people talk about it. Crystal says TAETRO's watercolors are fire. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate that. Watercoloring has been very cathartic for me. I do recommend that you, not recommend, but check out my story if you want to see the watercolor that I did last night. Some housekeeping things. I know a lot of you are subscribed to my channel. If you're not, make sure you click subscribe, turn on notifications. I'll be live again on Thursday. Also, make sure you subscribe to the 343 Labs YouTube channel because there will be more shows the rest of the week. I think Justin Beck is comparing distortion plugins tomorrow on youtube.com/343labs. So please go subscribe to that channel and turn notifications on. What else? The sample challenge is happening 1 week from today, the 343 sample challenge. You have the opportunity to win cool prizes. So please make sure you go to the 343 Labs Discord. The link's in the description. You can download the sample for free, participate. It's free. We'll review your music on stream next week. So looking forward to doing that. Stay true with those 2021 goals. It's the 9th month out of 12 in a year. So we are getting to the end. But you can accomplish a lot of that for sure. Keep going. Think about what your 2022 goals will be. Give yourself props for the things that you have accomplished, the things that you've accomplished that nobody would be able to notice besides you, your own progress, etc. 343 Labs link is in the chat. Thank you, Nefertiti. Please click on that. And here's what you're going to do. I'm about to turn the stream off. You're going to click the thumbs up on my stream. Then you're going to click that YouTube link that Nefertiti just posted in chat. And then you're going to click subscribe over there. You're even going to turn on notifications. I'm predicting this. All right, my friends, that's it. I hope you have a good rest of your day, rest of your week. I will talk to you all on Thursday, where I'll be live on this channel. We're actually going to be working with a very cool lo-fi plugin. So stay tuned. There's also going to be like a discount code and stuff on Thursday's stream. So stay tuned. I will talk more with you all on Thursday. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been TAETRO. Have a good one.